man. Like I said, last time a big naked dude.
So Saints Row the Third Remastered is finally here. The original released way back in November 2011 and quickly began to be a huge contender with Grand Theft Auto 4, the latest GTA at the time. There really isn't that much to talk about in the new version because, well, it's a remaster. The gameplay's the same, the story's the same, but with just a shinier coat of paint. The most obvious change here is the lighting. There's now an in-game sharpening slider, some of the textures look better, everything really. It's really not up to par by today's standards. I mean, it is almost a 9-year-old game, but it does look very... Whoa, hang on a minute. Oh my god. What did they... Now, this could just be me or the character that I made, but the player's character seems to look... a little weird to me. The original game had an almost anime-ish or maybe even Disney-ish look to the faces, I guess to keep with the overall lighthearted tone of the game, but while these new enhanced textures add a little bit more detail like freckles and stuff, but it just seems like my character is wearing bleach or something on her face under a certain light, or these new textures are just overly pronounced. But I guess when you play the same character for almost 3 entire games, Scat Out of Hell being possible through mods, you get so used to their look that any change to them seems a bit off-putting at first. Hell, it took me a while to get used to Kinsey breaking out from 3 to 4, but oh god, we'll get to that game later. If you haven't played Saints Row the Third, or any Saints Row, why are you watching this? Go away, go and play it. Okay, seriously, if you want to know a little bit more about the game before making a decision, here is my retrospective of the game. The 3rd Street Saints have gone from notorious gang members to pop culture icon sellouts. In other words, they went from bullying to branding.
Seriously, movie deals, commercials, Saint's name used to mean something more than body spray and some ass-tasting energy drink.
Our brand's worth a shitload of money.
Is that what it's all about?
After being imprisoned from a failed bank heist, the Saints get bailed out by the Syndicate, and then forced to give up a large cut of their assets in exchange for their lives. After a few choice 4-letter words, muttering something about waffles, and some quick thinking, the Saints more or less say no to the deal and barely manage to escape alive. Their victory is unfortunately short-lived, as they soon find out that their cut of the deal has gotten a little bit smaller. Saints Row is well known for its wacky, shameless, in-your-face humor. That isn't to say that the GTA franchise lacks its own share of humor and satire, but the key word here is satire. Saints Row acts like it failed English class and never heard of the word, but graduated anyway because it slipped the principal a few bills. It's safe to call it GTA's sillier, goofier, slapstick cousin that's sitting in the back corner making fart jokes in a masquerade ball. The class clown in a school of GTA games and its clones. Now, unfortunately, I can't speak much for the first game as I never really played it. I came across the series when the second game came along, where I think that most people say that it's where the series finally hit off. What I do know is that even at this point, the game already had the huge difference compared to GTA, that was made better in the second, with the third game finalizing the aesthetics for the franchise moving forward. While GTA is concerned with having the player do things such as fighting gangbangers, drug deals, working for the mob, and running away from cops, Saints Row takes all of that and makes sure you're doing it while dressed as a pirate, or wearing a giant hot dog suit, or nothing at all, while driving an ATV that's on fire. Also, those mobs could be cybergoths. Saints Row also gives you a bit of RPG fun to it, giving you plenty and noticeable upgrades such as being able to carry more ammo, using 2 guns at once, and increasing health and defense. All of that fun stuff is here. It's all very much needed too, as the sheer amount of enemies you can face all at once is far greater than what GTA throws at you, and you can take the punishment to boot. The amount of variety you get in the game's clothing customization is just insane, ranging from normal contemporary clothing like formal wear or t-shirts to ridiculous options such as ninja costumes, a full suit of armor, or even a luchador. In fact, in this version of the game, you'll have a lot more to choose from the start, because Remastered also comes with all the previous game DLCs unlocked, as well as the new missions and weapons that come with it. The other thing that Saints Row gives you in spades is the freedom to shoot things to your heart's content, and I really can't stress this enough. Seriously, what is the most common thing you do in video games?
I love meeting new people!
I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I'll get to it! That's what I'm talking about.
Kill things, exactly. So why does it feel like Grand Theft Auto, a game that's all about being a criminal, wants to punish me so bad for it? I can only do as much as just kill a few people and it feels like an entire army's after me. While in Saints Row, I feel like an entire army and actually have a fun, decent shootout. And I'll still only be at 3 stars. And this is only shooting bad guys. Yes, I said bad guys. This game actually gives you bad guys to shoot. And no, I don't just mean cops. I mean actual rival gang members that roam around the streets. While GTA does have fightable gang members, most notably in San Andreas, in Saints Row they appear almost just as often as cops do. And you don't have to be in a mission either for them to spawn. Until you capture the entire city, that is. Honestly, I wouldn't mind an added option to keep them around after you finish the game.
Come on, guys, make it happen.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. I'm supposed to be the bad guy. You're meant to go and kill civilians, but that's not the point. Shooting innocents all day long doesn't really entertain me that much in the long run. I'm not saying this has anything to do with the moral perspective. It is just a video game after all. What I am saying is that it doesn't really give me any challenge either. Plus, I don't exactly feel like wasting bullets in something that doesn't give me anything much of value back. We need more games like Saints Row. No. No! The game also sometimes deals with the topic you wouldn't expect from a game such as this.
Friendship.
No, not that kind of friendship.
Friendship.
Yeah, that kind. Yes, friendship. I know that's weird coming from a game that's all about killing armed thugs dressed as animals, hot dogs, or energy drinks in a Japanese-style game show, but there are plenty of moments in the game that showcase that concept. Despite all the chaos and violence that the Saints go through in their everyday lives, there are plenty of parts in the game where the characters just tend to act in a more humanizing yet still hilarious way, almost coming off like a slightly raunchier sitcom. Moments like joking at how much your friend would like joining a BDSM club.
What sort of kink they have at a place like this?
I look like I go to one of those clubs.
I bet you'd be into some nasty shit if you tried it.
Stop talking.
Oh my god, you totally would.
Shut up.
Stopping for some food at your local gas station while being hunted by rival gang members.
That gas station is important to the Morningstar?
What? Nah, I just wanted some chips.
Or going all corpo karaoke.
Early in the morning, rise into the street. Light me up that cigarette and I'll strap shoes on my feet.
It was small moments like these, which carried on to its sequel, that really stood out to me. A game that's fully self-aware of how ridiculous it is, saying that it's okay to not take life too seriously.
Life is for the living and shit!
Especially if you're a video game character who kills people in very, unconventional ways. This game made me so invested into the characters that I actually appreciated the color purple more. A color theme that not only all the characters wear in some form, but a color that I don't normally choose when it comes to my character's appearance.
We're gonna have to do something about the pink.
You'd prefer a more manly shade, like purple?
Sadly, all good things have to come to an end. Okay, it wasn't an end per se, but for anyone that has played Saints Row 4, you know what I'm getting at. With each passing game, the series got progressively more and more insane, but Saints Row 4 went to plaid and turned the insane dial to 11,000. Remember how this game was about being a criminal, shooting at rival thugs, cruising the streets of a fictional New York gone crazy? Yeah, forget all that. Guns? Who needs them? Now you shoot fireballs from your fists. Throwing grenades? Who cares? When I said the dial went to 11, that's because you are 11 and can move objects with your mind. Cars? Obsolete. Now you can run up buildings and glide. Walking? Get with the times. Why would you comfortably just use one finger to walk when you can uncomfortably stretch your pinky for more than half the game so you can do your best A-Train impersonation? What happened? What happened to the series? Everything I mentioned is still in the game, but simple things such as driving became overshadowed once the more impressive options became available. Alright, it does technically make sense that the player can do all this regarding the story, but whatever happened to just being a sillier Grand Theft Auto clone? Sure, the game's humor was still all there, but the basic gameplay was, well, changed. For better or worse? I don't know. Both. Better if you were looking to play another Crackdown or Prototype with Saints Row slapped on top of it, but not if you actually wanted more Saints Row. I mean, sure, I wouldn't exactly call Saints Row 3 more sensible either, but at the very least, that game was a bit more grounded in... That game was a bit... and from that point on, it just kept escalating to more and more absurdity. The next game cut down the game's familiar cast to just 2 characters, while the last one ended up being a pseudo-sequel or spin-off of sorts that's so disconnected from the franchise, it made me wonder why purple was still the game's color theme. I would be lying though if I said I didn't have fun with Saints Row 4, because I most certainly did, but much like how Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 changed from survival horror to just action horror, I liked it for different reasons. Now personally, I don't really care if they ever remake Saints Row 4 or not, but what I do hope is that whatever money they gain from this one, it's put towards making the next one in the franchise. Hopefully they'll be able to keep the insanity without affecting the gameplay this time, and return it to its roots. No more flying, no more superpowers, just please, give us the original experience we had with 3 and everything that it offers. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you really want to help me out, hit that subscribe button as well. I'm Generator, and I'll see you in the next video.